What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Gonna get started here in just a second. Hey, hey, hey. What do we think of this music? I don't know. I feel like I'm in a really long, boring elevator. Wish I could add other music. That would be pretty cool. Everybody, first stage that we've done as a team, but I can think of no better occasion than 100,000 members in this server. What are we at now? 104. That's absolutely insane. We got the team rolling in. What One Do is here. Gonna get Pterodactyl, some of the other crew. Gonna be a good time.
I don't know if it's Walwondu or Waldo, so I don't know. Maybe we'll let the community decide what my name.
That's entirely up to you. I mean,
Yeah,
I think everybody knows you as sort of both. But
I'll
I
take
do
both.
want to know where Waldo is. He's on stage.
Hey, I'm not hearing your music, Monkey Monkey. So I don't know what.
I stopped it, and we can keep it going if
Oh,
you want. It was starting to put me to sleep. Very cozy elevator music. But Pterodactyl's here. Everybody's rolling in. If you got questions, drop them in the chat. Our amazing custodians will gather some of those questions and send them to us, and we'll get to those as best we can. Can't guarantee we'll get to all the questions, but we'll get to as many as we can as our team has time today. But we've got a couple. We'll start with in just a minute. See if any more of our team is going to join, and we'll get started. But how's everyone doing today? Psyched about 100,000 in the server. We got even more playing the game. I mean, I can't even tell you. This community has been amazing, and this is just another notch in the community's cap, feather in the community's cap, whatever the phrase is. Oh my gosh, is that Coda? Hold the phone. The mining foreman is here. That is wild. I told you guys there'd be a special guest, and it's Coda, the mining foreman himself. He yearns for the mines. We all yearn for the mines. We're yearning for January 28th when the mining update comes out next week.
that's what Coda's cooking up.
He's cooking in the caves. All right, we'll kind of get started here. We already got a good number of questions for the community. I've got a couple I keyed up myself, but drop any questions you have in the chat. We got Slamna, we got some of our other Cupid, some of our other custodians are keeping an eye on the chat, and they'll send us those questions as they come in. Again, can't guarantee we'll get to everyone's questions, but we'll do our best. So we're going to do a celebrating 100,000 in the Discord, which is incredible. Doing it with starting things off today. Well, starting things off yesterday. We opened up applications for more moderators in the server, which is really exciting. Our existing custodians are doing an incredible job, but we're looking to bring on a couple more. So submit your applications if you're interested in being a moderator for the server, and we're going to look through those over the next couple of weeks. The deadline for that is February 2nd, so you've got about a week and a half or so to submit your applications. But so that things kicked off the celebrations with that yesterday. I know people have been asking for mod applications for a while. And today we're doing an AMA, or Ask Me Anything. So feel free to drop your questions, ask us, basically anything you want. Again, can't guarantee we'll get to everything. And then tomorrow, Pterodactyl and I are going to be doing a live stream on the Animal Company YouTube channel, playing through the game. Maybe we'll play with some of you guys, have some special guests play with us. And you'll want to tune into that because we're going to have some prizes that we're going to give away for everyone on that, some special codes to give away. So definitely tune into that. More details on that will come out later today about timing and things like that. So stay tuned. But with that, we got Josh in here now. So we got a good crew from the AC team in here today. So like I said, drop your questions in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to them. But kind of first, just to get things kicked off, and this is, I'll kind of moderate here a little bit. Um, but we got Waldo, Coda, Josh, Pterodactyl. How does it feel to see our Discord grow to 100,000 members? Of course, the player base in the game itself is much larger than that, but 100,000 is such a huge milestone. What do you guys think? How does it feel?
You're gonna have to call on specific.
Oh man, I guess
specific.
yeah. This is the dev team. I know. I got to call you out like it's school. Don't sit in the front row. But I get Waldo. You unmuted. How's it feel?
Um, I mean, pretty amazing. Like, I can't believe we really only started working on this game like, what is it, like 7 months ago? So
Yeah.
from like 7 months to now to build this community. Um, in my experience making games in the industry, this is very, very hard to pull off. And yeah, it's been amazing to kind of see the growth, see the excitement. I freaking love being on this Discord, like reading the feedback and ideas channel, seeing all the ideas people have. Um, we don't always respond to everything, but like you, yeah, be sure we do read stuff. Um, and yeah, it's like a nice loop. We get inspired by our community. We build stuff, new ideas get generated. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think a lot of people realize that because we've had people discover the game over time. People discover at different points of kind of the lifespan. But Animal Company, we only released it in, was it July 4th or July 1st, like early July. The game came out, so only a couple months ago. So we're in January now, and I know we Animal Company hit the top of the Quest store. I think it was sometime in August. So just about a month or two after release. Things started climbing, and it's only been like up from there. But the game has been out like super long, so to have a community like this huge and this passionate is amazing, and that's obviously thanks to everyone in in the Discord, everyone playing the game. So it's been awesome. But Pterodactyl, what's your feeling? Like this is getting pretty hyped. Come on, right? This is awesome.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to see, everyone here. Thank you for taking the time. And yeah, our growth has been so insane, way beyond our expectation. And like, if you think about it, like we start doing social media like a week even before the game was published on App Lab. And it was just purely, because developers, like we enjoy building the game and having fun. So like we just share those moments out and then, somehow everyone here able to find us. And yeah, and the community has been growing since. And I love like reading feedback from everyone and, response on like social media and like Discord. So yeah, I think everybody contribute to how the game has been shaped. And I think it's better for the game that way to have this much of inputs from everyone, and developers kind of take it forward to build it into the game.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, we definitely love listening to all the feedback that everyone leaves in the Discord. Like, I guess one question like I'll ask, but I'll kind of start off with is, kind of what's everyone's favorite part, like a dev team's part of the community. I mean, there's so much out there. I know my favorite part is that the art that everyone makes, and that we do our best to put as many of pieces of art that you all create in the game. And that's what I've been just like stunned by every time going through uh, the channel where everyone's dropping their fan art, the fan art channel. Like you guys are really creative. Like everything from 3D renders that everyone does to drawings to I've seen some like clay sculptures and like 3D physical like art and plushies and stuff that you all have made. Like
The
it's
Lego,
amazing.
the Lego
Yeah,
creations.
Lego creation. Like it's amazing. Like we're in all like that's the kind of stuff that really like inspires us is to see kind of the game sort of like manifesting itself in all different kinds of creative ways. So keep that up because we love seeing that, and we're gonna keep trying to put as much of that into the game and share your art and your work with everyone because I think it's awesome. But yeah, I guess I'll do one more question that I have queued up here for the team, and then we'll start. We already have like a long list of questions from the chat, which is awesome. But I don't know who wants to take this. Coda, if you wanna, kind of chime in, but would love to hear, what was the genesis of Animal Company? Like, how did we get here? How did we like start things off? Like, how did we come up with the idea for the game? People always ask that question, so I'm sure they'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. It's a hard question to answer. I mean, I think it's obvious. Like, we're very inspired by like Gorilla Tag and Lethal Company and a bunch of other games, and so the genesis, I guess, was just like combining this type of ideas. But then, just the thought that like there's this space for like really sandboxy social games where you can kind of just like have really messy gameplay, if that makes sense. And people like it, and yeah, it went from there. I don't know. There's a lot of I don't know, planning, I guess. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the genesis is pretty fuzzy, and like
Maybe I would add, I think when we started developing this game, we kind of played around with the games that were popular in VR at the time, and kind of saw this pattern of players just using these games as a virtual playground, and noticing that is like a very important part. Just you're kind of hanging out with friends or strangers and just kind of having fun or trolling or um, playing with the game with them. And we thought that was like a very important aspect that we needed to keep. So yeah, just this idea of like a virtual playground was very important. And building a game that kept that, or has a strong playground aspect, was very, very important to us.
Oh, and yeah, I'll kind of add on to that too. I know one of the things, having it be a virtual playground, a place for you guys to, the whole community to kind of hang out, meet people, was super important. And we also, want the game and continue to want the game to be a place that's, makes it fun and easy to create content. Because I know there's so many, not just artists who are making, incredible artists who are making like, drawings and stuff like that, but incredible creators making like amazing YouTube series and TikTok videos and all that kind of stuff. And we wanted the game to be a place where it's like a playground for that too, like a playground for content creation as well. So that's why having all the different items in the game, and of course the weekly updates. I mean, we can get into that later too. But having, the weekly updates, so there's always fresh content that everyone in the community can work with and make content all the time. That's the stuff that's really driving us to keep adding and updating and keeping the game fresh, because we love seeing the content that everyone creates. You guys, everyone in the community is so creative. We have the different series that people put together from Jimmy and Jacob Shorts and Toasty, and I mean there's too many to count. There's thousands of you. We love seeing that kind of stuff and that kind of content. It's just so fun, so fun for us to see, that content be made, and also like the game be played in ways that we maybe didn't even intend, right, in fun ways, from the skits and different things like that, which is really, really awesome to see. I see we got Monster Man on stage. He made it. That's awesome. Zero Cartons here. Cool. We got more of the team. That's awesome. I'm going to start diving into some of the questions that our custodians are pulling from the chat. So again, if you're just joining, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Our custodian team will kind of pull some out and send them over to us. And we'll get to as many as we can in the time that we have today. Let me go through our list here. What's a good question? It's a question about the tech tree. I know that was the tech tree was a huge update that our team worked really hard on for at least over a month in getting that done. I know Coda, Waldo, and really a lot of the team worked on the tech tree. The question I'll just read the question: are you guys proud of the tech tree and what you have with the mine shaft? Not entirely sure about that last part, but yeah, you guys proud of the tech tree.
I mean, yeah, of course. Like, um, yeah. So the idea for it was like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have played like a million games with progression and like tech trees in it. And I just thought it'd be really cringe if we just like put a tech tree in the game that's like on a screen because it's like, I don't know, not interesting, I guess. So yeah, we just really wanted to like do something very VR-y, right? um, and put it in 3D, which is like probably 100 X's like the amount of work that needs to be done for it. But I think it's interesting, and hopefully, we'll see some more. I don't know, like the current state of it is like I would say not done. I want to have more stuff in that zone. Have that zone be like not just a glorified menu, but like things to do and find in there. Sense.
Cool.
I can add on to this for Coda. So like I think the things that our team really drawn to is like to learn what's interesting about VR is that it allows you to move in the game, right? Like more so than a lot of other games on PC or mobile enable you to do. So like even in the early days of prototyping, like we trying to do like flying mechanics, jumping mechanics, like all kinds of mechanics to see what actually fun to do in VR. So like we kind of have this philosophy to like move really into like use actual like physical interactions as like the main way to interact in VR. So like there's a lot of jumping in the tech tree that you have to do in order to unlock items instead of like the 2D menu that you see in traditional games. And then like you have to like all kinds of like collaboration with like physical tools, right? Like all the props that Josh gave us to be able to layer on top of each other to kill monsters. Like those are like really physical interactions that you find the fun that only VR can enable you. And then like just the interaction of like turning the backpack upside down to get all the items out. Like those are like the moments that we really enjoy building it in VR. So we kind of leverage that in our game so that players could also enjoy it with us. And similar to like earlier, I saw like a bunch of questions on the chat asking about the YAT. So Monster Mate actually came up with that because we are like, this is, like there's, volume and like there's like the meme factor to like how the animals are shaped inside VR that, it's more enjoyable to see. So that's why we have like the animals being like, very memey to look at, but also like fun to interact with. So yeah, a lot of like these considerations in our design is based on what we think only VR can enable, and we hope you find the fun in that just as much as we building it.
Yeah, and that reminds me too. Kind of getting back to the question of like how we came with the idea for Animal Company. Like, Animal Company wasn't the first. Like we didn't like immediately get together and be like, we need to build a game with bouncy yachts and inspired by Lethal Company and Grill Tag, and this is what we're gonna do, and we know exactly how it's gonna look, and yada yada yada. Like we built like other things. Like we spent a few weeks building other types of games and experimented and tested with each other to see like what we thought would be fun. We actually had some prototypes built. I know Monster Mate, built a really cool kind of like flying mini game. You actually like flap your arms to fly. I think it was Josh. Did you build the mini games one with like flipping the pancakes? Like there was a bunch of like really awesome. It feels like ancient history at this point because it was like last May. Um, but yeah, we built a whole bunch of other games first before we um, settled on kind of Animal Company and kind of expanding it in the weekly updates from there. That was really cool. And I remember I was like kind of pushing a different type of game originally, almost like a WarioWare type of mini game. So I was definitely proved wrong in what people would love. So which is really really cool to see. But yeah, do you guys remember? I don't. You remember what each of the games you guys made originally? Coda, what which game did you make in like our
I didn't really
testing
make
effort?
anything. I just I wrote the pitch document for this game.
Oh, okay. He's the founder,
Oh wait,
the
no,
originator.
actually, I made a tag thing.
Yeah, you made
Oh,
a tag,
okay.
and then also the walkie-talkie. I
Yeah,
think it was a combo of Coda, and then Josh also helped with that.
Yeah, we had the
Josh.
walkie-talkie, thing as like a mini game on its own. I remember that was terrifying. Or just like, was that with the flashlight? Was that the flashlight demo? Or was that different?
Yeah, it's just the kind of movement we have now with a flashlight and a different monster, which we don't currently have in the game. And that's basically all it was.
But it was still like super terrifying. I remember putting it in and like wanting to throw my headset off because that was so scary.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. But
A different
yeah.
monster. Interesting. Are you leaking
Mm.
something to the community?
Leak. Speaking of, Monster Man. You want to tell people about the game that you had made? It was really awesome. I really loved it.
Oh, great, thanks. Actually, Gorilla Movement is really great, but I wanted to try some other movement with the VR controllers because you can move your arms to move your character, which is pretty unique experience in VR, right? So, I tried the Flappy Bird movement, and it felt pretty good, kind of good when I gliding in the sky. But actually, still gorilla movement is still amazing. So we just drop that bird idea and then we stick to the gorilla movement. And I think maybe we could have some, I don't know, some bird movement someday. But let's see.
Yeah, that was like a real workout. I was after like 5 minutes of playing. I mean, that says more about me or less about me than it does the game. But I was like so exhausted after playing that game, flapping my arms for like 10 minutes. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe birds are an animal. Maybe that's something that makes it in the game in the future.
Yeah, great.
All right, what other questions do we have here? Here's a Unity question for our
Do some
Unity.
rapid fire ones. Maybe I can pick some rapid fire ones.
Do some rapid fire. Do you guys use Unity's built-in light rendering, or do you use other assets like Bakery?
No, just the standard Unity light baker.
Cool.
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna pick some questions here that I think we
Go
can
for
answer real quick.
Go for it.
Are you going to fix the duping issue soon? We're working on it. We want to, because obviously it like messes up the economy of the game. It's a little bit more complicated. I wish we had a fix out soon, but yeah, we're working on it. We're gonna fix it. We're probably gonna fix it, and then more duping issues are gonna pop up, and we're gonna fix those, and then more. This is just a whack-a-mole. So it's just going to be an ongoing thing. Yeah, I'm gonna pick another one here. Will you guys make a new gadget for the mining update? Yes, and that's all I'm gonna say. We want to keep it. Josh has made some very cool new gadgets. We'll be adding them to the tech tree. And they're gonna be great. Let's see. Any other? I think we already answered this one. Yep. Oh, everyone's talking about lockers. Because I mean, I think it correctly. I think a lot of players are mad about losing items in the current loadout. So like you have stuff that you have equipped. You have your backpacks full of all of these amazing items that you've collected over time, and sometimes they get lost. And yeah, we're sorry about that. That's totally a bug on our end, and we're working on a fix. I don't know if I want to say too much, but like, yes, lockers. I think I'll say that. we're gonna do, we're gonna do, we're gonna do that. I don't want to reveal what it's exactly gonna be because like we like to surprise you guys, but it's coming. Be patient. Maybe not next week, but maybe the weeks after. It's gonna be great, and we really think you're gonna like it. So just hold on tight.
Tease. What a tease.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with the rapid fire ones.
One question is, will swimming be added? This is like a meme. This is a personal meme to me. Like, when are we adding the underwater level? And the answer is maybe. I definitely want to do this, but it's not happening right now, and it's not the next update. So I don't know when it'll happen, but
Cool.
Maybe I can answer the question about the monster bot monsters. So when I designed monsters, I always think because when I played Lizard Company with my friends, there are many of some fun moments, right? So I just also wanted to make kind of something that fun situations with the monsters. So maybe if there's very fun ideas with the bird monsters, then maybe. But yeah, that'd be great. And thanks for all the ideas and really appreciate all the inspirations from our gamers players. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot of questions about monsters there. I think people are excited for the next one, whatever that might look like. I think some people have some idea, but more on that soon. More monsters coming soon. We'll tell you that much. Some more. Let's go with some more rapid fire questions. Is Haunted Mansion ever going away? No, I think that's something we want to keep. For the foreseeable future. I know it's one of our favorite. It's one of my favorite maps. I think it's a really awesome part of the map as well. So I don't necessarily know if we'll see that going away.
yeah, no, like
Anytime soon.
any part of the map that seems like it took a significant amount of work, like the haunted house, will almost definitely not be removed because, like, if we delete it, all that work is gone. So the goal is to just like grow the game until you have like 100 options of what you and the boys want to do. Yeah.
That's awesome. You and
Yeah,
the
I think
boys.
also one aspect that we love about the weekly updates. Some of you don't always love it, but the map randomization and just like having every week be slightly different. I think that's really important to us, and so I'd say maybe in the future, once if we have like lots and lots of biomes like haunted mansion, forests, sewers, all that stuff, maybe there's a week where maybe the haunted mansion is gone for a week and it's replaced by something cooler, and we'll keep changing the environment like that. But I think just having the world evolve every week, I think really adds to the lore and the story that we're trying to tell. So we think that's very important.
Definitely. I love our lore. Add lore. What more lore do you guys want to see in the game? All right. I mean, you can tell us, but we love just seeing you guys come up with stuff too. I mean, it's so fun. Like, we kind of give you an inch and you give us a mile and like your lore theories. And we, we love seeing that. I think it's really cool to see. Some questions. When will AC be out of early access? I don't know if we know exactly yet. Right, guys? I think we're still considered to be part of EA, but potentially some point this year. We hope to take it out of early access.
Honestly, I think the game will never really be done in our eyes. There's always more we want to do. So like from that perspective, I don't know. I think we have this idea that we'll come out of early access when the game is done. But then, like, when will the dev team decide that the game is done? I don't know. Because, I don't know. I think we all have so many ideas and we want to keep working on it. Yeah, I don't know.
Never done. Art is never finished. It is always going on. Do we have any hints or things we can give about what's going on with the water tower or the second selling machine in the map? Is that hints to anything or part of the lore?
Obviously, if you want to like flush your toilet, you need water. So
Hey.
that's for. And the second selling machine, there will be. There's a whole. You'll see. I don't know.
It's lore. You gotta work out a theory.
And what's everyone's theory for what's going on with the water tower and how it's connected to the dam and the lake? Or is it? Maybe it's not. Who's to say? What other questions do we have? Will there be a fishing update? I know that's definitely something that we want to do as well. Something we've talked about a lot. Don't have any like time frame for that, but I know that's something that we'd love to do. I think at some point this year.
We and this is kind of like why we're having a quote unquote mining update is like, so when the game first came out, like Animal Company was like a game where you go into a spooky cave and you pick up garbage and then you leave the cave and you sell the garbage, which is fun enough. But like, we really want to add different sort of like gameplay context, you might say. So like, oh, you and the friends, you go on a fishing trip, or you go on like a mining adventure, or you like go climbing a mountain and there's something interesting up there, right? Different type of things, or like you go scuba diving and there's certain different gameplay bits. So just like, yeah, that kind of stuff I really like. So like fishing or like farming or something, maybe soon.
Yeah, that's actually like there's some other questions here about like, are there going to be any things like driving mechanics or other movement mechanics like scuba diving or ships or planes and vehicles and stuff like that? Like, could be. I don't know.
Yeah. Like driving a car or like flying a plane would be very fun, but we'll see. It's a lot of work. Like
In
once
VR
you,
especially, it's tricky.
yeah,
It's like a tricky
it's
balance.
not so much like, it's like once you give players like the ability to like drive a car, you then need to like expand your world such that like a car has purpose. So like you need really a lot of environment space, which is just hard, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe you'll fly away one day. I don't know. There's one question that's like, will you guys add easier ways to find maps such as a tutorial? And my thought of this is like, I don't know, I'm generally very anti tutorials in game because they're usually annoying. And you guys are kind of the tutorial, right? Like if a player's in the game and is like, how do I find the haunted house? And like you guys have the opportunity to show them, which I think is a lot of fun. And I definitely don't want to like add a little box that tells you where to go, which would then prevent people from asking you, and then prevents all those fun little mini friendships you can make in the game.
Yeah, that's the best part. Like what we love about kind of the VR community as a whole, like we definitely see that with other games too. Right? Is like people like the community teaching each other how to play, which is really, really cool. I mean, that's how I learned. So many people in this community helped me learn how to do gorilla movement. Because honestly, I was like terrible at it like 6 months ago. I'm still terrible at it, but I was even more terrible at it 6 months ago. So that's been really, really awesome to see. And that's how you meet people, and that's how you make friends. Is teaching people how to play and collaborating and doing things together. So that is the idea.
Nice. And I would say if we have vehicles, then there would be kind of some superpower. You can move really fast around. So I think we have kind of some power inflation. Like when we first added the shotgun, it was we planned it as a pretty unique item. But it's pretty common now, and it kills every monsters really easy. So maybe I need to make the monsters more stronger. But I don't know. We need some stronger items and stronger monsters. So yeah, it's kind of some making balancing is pretty tricky. So, but yeah, the vehicle items or more items would make the game really fun. I love all the ideas.
Yeah, keep the ideas coming. That's awesome. I mean, vehicles could also be other animals too, right? We added vehicle. What are we talking about? We added vehicles. We added the saddle, so you can ride other players. Damn, that's a vehicle. Do you guys need more than that? I mean, vehicles are already in the game. Just hop on someone's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep going through questions. I guess one kind of like if we get back to like sort of like behind the scenes look. I mean, one thing that obviously we do is the weekly updates. I mean, if any of you guys, any of the engineers, the developers here, want to kind of like anything we can share about how we keep up with that, like what's without we're giving too much away, like how do we do that? How do we do it? What's our secret?
Uh, let me see what I can say about it. We've been working as a team for a long time, even before we made this game. So that's one aspect. Like when you start working on a game with people you know and trust, and you know what they're capable of, it makes it easier to ship weekly updates. But this is definitely notoriously hard to do. And you won't really see a lot of games do this. But I think over the years we've just kind of gotten used to a workflow where we just have this automatic process of just every week a build is cut and we test that and we ship it. And I think it was very, very hard to get to this point of weekly updates. But once you're in it and everyone kind of understands the process, it's easier to do. But it's definitely a thing that comes with knowing everyone on the team and what they're capable of. But yeah, I think it's definitely a little bit of our special sauce in with that is contributing to the success of Animal Company. And I know we haven't really shipped a big update since the holidays. That's partially because, I think our team, they work hard, and when you work hard, you need some rest. And so, the holidays was a time for us to all take a breather. And so coming back in the new year, we started working on some cool stuff. But obviously, when you want to make something good, it takes time. So I think we are definitely planning on getting back to weekly updates that are that have actual new stuff in it every week. That's really our goal.
Juicy updates. Juicy weekly updates. On that note, is there anything we can tease about next week's mining update we can get people excited for? Some of you may have seen some stuff in videos from like Just Toasty and some of the other drip department, but anything they may not have seen or things that you're excited about?
It's just going to be a fun update where you get to
Yearn for the mines.
Yeah, yearn for the mines, I guess. There are a bunch of questions I saw about like, are you gonna make earning RP easier? Are you gonna make earning coins easier? And next update will change how that works a lot in a way that I think you guys will like and will be more fun. And more like, because right now it's like you have to do these jobs on this board to earn stuff and then come back to the board. And we're kind of getting rid of that in a way. You'll see how it works, and hopefully it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. And leave us feedback when that update's out. Let us know what you think. And particularly let us know how amazing it is, because it's going to be amazing. What other questions do we have? We have a couple more minutes here. Drop your questions in the chat. I saw some questions just kind of flowing by about like collabs and like do a Yeeps collab. Like we'd love to do stuff like that with GTAG or Yeeps and the other awesome games on Quest. Like we know the teams over there, they're awesome. Really awesome devs and entire teams behind those games. And we'd definitely love to find like the right way to collab with them. I know they've said on some of their streams in the past, they've mentioned us, and like I said, we know them. And yeah, if we can figure out like the right way to collab, that's definitely something we'd be down for. Any other questions?
All right, I'm gonna actually rapid fire a whole bunch real quick.
Go for it.
So, will the OG hands come back? The stumps? Maybe, but they won't literally come back because if you go back, they were like horribly broken. But we're aware of this request, so we might one day. It's not work in progress though. Will there be a plush soon? We've talked about this a lot, and we really, really love the Eve plush. But nothing in progress right now. What do you guys hope for the future of AC? We mostly just hope it's a fun game that you guys like and still play and like find friends on and like have a good time. And yeah, is a sort of meaningful place to be, I guess, if that's a little lofty. Did you
And
ever
I would add, I think my personal hope is like in 10 years from now, people are still talking about Animal Company. And it has a little bit of like cultural staying power.
And like, this is very personal to me, but like, as a game developer, right? Like I have these games in my head that like inspired me to be where I am today. So like if anyone in 5 years is like, oh, I work on games now because Animal Company inspired me, that would be really amazing. But continuing, did the gorilla ever have any prototypes? Yes, Monkey Monster talked about that. Yeah. Oh, will there will there ever be gambling? No. Will there ever be any instruments as a toy? Yeah, we should definitely do this. Yeah. IRL merch? Maybe. Yes. Will you ever add monsters from suggestions? So it's kind of hard. Like sometimes we do add stuff from suggestions, but like if a suggestion is like add a scary monster or like add mines has been like there's probably been like 20 threads about that, right? So we do read suggestions, but like we don't. I would say like we don't. We never like take your suggestion and like use it to make the game. It just kind of like informed us a little bit, if that makes sense. But we do read them. Will there ever be any weekly jobs? Any other weekly jobs other than the targets? Yeah, you'll see. Will AC ever get a Steam version? Potentially, we're talking about it. Will we have live events? This is something we really want to do. Like you can imagine, like, well, okay, there's two ideas, like the Fortnite, like crazy live concert. I don't think we're there yet. But like you can imagine, like other games that have like more seasonal community events, like everyone needs to work together to destroy so many items in some amount of time, right? Hopefully we can do that. Blah blah blah. Will there be any new game modes? Potentially, maybe soon. You'll see. Will there ever be a bounty board, like kill someone to get money? This is something we really don't want to do. In general, I don't know. It's kind of a hard line to cross because
like, okay, Animal Company is like a very free-form sandbox game, and part of that is like PvP, which is good because it's like fun, but also like we don't want to encourage people to PvP so much because then suddenly it's just like a game where people just kill each other. And we want to have that like it's like the playground at school is not just a free-for-all violence fest, right? And I think adding like bounty boards kind of encourages that a little too much. Will any limited items come to the tech tree? So the idea is that anything that's on the tech tree will be on there forever. I don't know if that means we won't do limited items or not. I don't know. Let's see. And this will be the last one. Will you add boss entities or enemies? Potentially, but just like from a game design or development perspective, like a boss in a game is so hard to make. Like, I don't know. A simple reusable enemy that can be like placed anywhere like gives you a lot of value, where like making a boss is so hard and it's like a one-off idea. And so it'll probably come in the form of like the bottom of the haunted house, which is like a very cinematic almost boss moment, right? But it's not like a boss monster because we don't have 100 artists working for us, unfortunately.
Yeah, and maybe each monster limit our kind of some players things, right? Like some monster limit your light, or some monster limit your movement, or maybe sound or anything. So maybe if the boss monsters like are like some monster has big health numbers, and which you need to shot more bullets or something, then maybe I would just combine some different monsters in one place. That would make the place more harder and trickier. So, but I don't know, maybe there could be some monster that has very high HP point. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we're gonna do one last rapid fire question for the team. One last thing, people are asking, when's the new update? Mining update is coming next Tuesday, January 28th. We do our weekly releases on Tuesdays, so stay tuned for that. The exact time on that day is TBD. It always depends on how the development's going, but we always aim for Tuesdays to release the update. All right, last question for the team. We'll go around kind of round robin style. What is your favorite animal or character in the game, and why? Coda.
Animal or character? Well, favorite animal is probably the little frog guy. Although, well, it's hard to say because like you can like combine them, right? So there's some very funny combinations. But if it's like just one, then probably the frog dude.
Yeah, it could be like the
gotta
animal,
go.
or like we did like the Sigma Frog or the Turkey Hunter, like those like characters. But Sigma Frog.
I gotta go with frog too. I love to combine the frog with the cat tail and cat hands, which kind of makes it look like more like a lizard. But yeah, that's gotta be my fave.
Nice. Josh, favorite animal / character in Animal Company.
I would say the polar bear. It's too
Nice.
cute. Yeah.
It's Zero Carton, aka one of our amazing artists who is behind the creation of our cosmetics / characters. Which is your favorite? And you're on mute.
I think it's Grim Skeleton, just because his open mouth expression is the best for me. So yeah, I'd pick Grim Skeleton.
Nice. Monster Mate, what is your favorite animal or character?
Yeah, I also like the gray monster because it's skeleton but it's moving. So yeah, that's my favorite monster.
And glows
And
in the dark.
Yes, it's growing on the dark. Yeah.
Pterodactyl, what is your favorite animal or character in the game?
It's hard to pick favorite among our babies. But I would say the polar bear with the hazmat suit together, like the combo looks super cute.
That's a great combo. That's almost similar to what I was going to go with too. We got more hazmat suits coming to the store, by the way. So keep an eye out for that. And a lot of cosmetics, more cosmetic stuff coming too. But yeah, I have to go with something similar. I'd say like the Grim Gorilla like skeleton head with the polar bear body and the Grim Gorilla arms. Like I've seen people do this, and you look like a giant snowball, and it's absolutely hilarious, like a snowman snowball. And I think it's hilarious. So that is mine. And that is all we have for today. Thank you everybody for jumping in and listening. Thanks for all your questions. Thank you for 100,000 member, 104,000, in the server. Really exciting. We appreciate you all playing the game. We'll see you in Animal Company. Pterodactyl and I, like I said, are going to be doing a live stream tomorrow. Stay tuned for more info on time and the link for that. But with that, that is all we got for today. And we will see you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Peace. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hey.